So basically, what ended up happening is they made this vehicle, and they ran out of stock with brake pads on this Explorer ST. And this is one of those new STs that are over 400 horsepower. This is the standard pads that go on there. They're just some regular bunk pads. You see how they're just kind of, there's nothing special about them. The integrity of them, just like a regular OEM pad. I mean, they're good pads, but they're not the ones that go on an ST. If you look at the difference between the stock pads, that they had to put these on to ship them out to the manufacturer and then or to the distributor. And once they got here, they said, "Hey, look, we're going to send you some new ones. We got them in stock." The integrity is completely different. It's got much sharper cuts. It's got no.
What?
The camera loves you.
These have way more metal and stuff in the integrity of them. These dissipate heat better. So this is what they sent us to put back on there. And basically the way these go back on there is you take the back pad. This is the pad that will go on the inboard side, and you put 3 little dials of this high temp copper grease on here. And I went ahead and installed the clips on the vehicle already. I'll show you that. Basically the clips, you just take your finger or a screwdriver and you can pop them off here and pull them up and then slide them right out. To put them back in, you start with the inner side clip and then you just kind of push down and they snap in. This is the inboard pad. You're going to take this and you're going to match it up to the way this actually faces here. The round side here goes to the round side of the caliper. So when it goes on the vehicle, you want to make sure you're putting it on the way the caliper is going to fit, which will be this way. The contour round part to the round side of the rotor. And then on the back side, you're not going to be able to see very good if I don't know. You'll start your top side in and it'll push this little clip back. There's a little clip back here. It'll push it back out of the way. So I'm going to start it in and then I'm going to set my bottom. You're not going to... And they'll push back as you push forward at the same time. And they'll slide right in the slots. So, like that. Let me get the other pad. On this one, you'll pull the backing paper off of it. And you'll set it in without getting your fingers on the sticky part. You'll try to push it in. If you get them on there, it's okay. You start to push it in there, here, push it up and push back at the same time. Push it in. It clips in. Your pad's in all the way. So go ahead and give it a nice push forward and back on both sides. Try to pull them in. When you hang your caliper up here, it's 2 17mm bolts. You got a 17 on the top and a 17 on the bottom. And they just basically pull right out of there. There's 2 17mm bolts that hold everything in. They hold your slide pins. You got one that's a short one, you got one that's a long one. The long one's typically the bottom. Now, I'll unhang my caliper because you never want to hang it from the hose. You never want this hose hanging with tension. So I get these caliper hooks, or you can use a coat hanger, or you can make your own out of something. And I'll flip it around. Remember, pistons on the copper side where we put the little copper dollops. And I'll start it here. Sometimes the pistons won't be in all the way. You can give it a little push and it'll try to... There. So I got one side to start. I'm going to go ahead and start this now. Okay, I got the top bolt started. And now that I got that in there, I'm going to use this as leverage to pull these pistons, because these pistons back inside here are sticking out some still. So now that I got that in, I'm going to pull forward, try to release some of that pressure, and then look at that. Voila, slides right down. So now I got the caliper sitting back on there. Now I'm going to put the other bolt on the bottom. And you'll do the same thing on the other side. Really, just give them a real nice tight snug. Sometimes I'll even put a little blue Loctite on them. The manufacturer has a spec for it. Some people go by the spec, some people don't. Normally it's somewhere around like 30 foot-pounds, 25, just like 25 to 35 foot-pounds with these bigger bolts like this, because this is a performance vehicle. But normally I'll just put like a dollop of blue Loctite and just snug it up real good, and it'll never back off. Okay guys, thank you for watching.